going over to Spider-Man. And this one's kind of exciting, y'all, because okay, are you like us? You've heard us talk about before. We were huge fans of Shang Chi, right? We loved it. We thought it was like an incredible movie. It was really fun, but had a lot of it captured the MCU, what the MCU does best when it's rocking and rolling, and that's drama, comedy, action, love, everything all swirled up into one and kicking ass. Well, the guy behind that, Destin Daniel Cretton, who's the director of that film, is now apparently really close to signing a deal to direct Spider-Man 4, which is freaking awesome because I think he would bring that to this franchise, which this franchise has been really good, so you don't want to mess it up. You want a guy who knows how to continue that. And of course, you guys know he was attached to the Kang Dynasty, but that all kind of fell apart. But he didn't leave Marvel, though. He was the co-created and is the showrunner behind Wonder Man, which is going to lead into the Vision Wars and Scarlet Witch and all kinds of fun stuff there. And they're developing Shang-Chi too. So all that's going on. So it's not like he's a stranger to Marvel, but this is really exciting news. I mean, what do you think? Because I loved Shang-Chi, and I think anytime you can get that type of just engulfing everything, it's gonna. Oh my God, Tom Holland's gonna kill it with that guy.
Well, I mean, if you think about other Spider-Man movies and the Shang-Chi movie, like there's a lot of parallels. How it was shot, the color tone, just the overall vibe. It's very along the lines of Spider-Man, so it would definitely make sense. I mean, you have a main protagonist who has a best friend or a female love interest who he wants to be his love interest, and yeah. So I mean, this just makes sense. I'm super excited. I hope he gets the job. Because, like I said, I think that he definitely knows that type of range. And I think, honestly, what Marvel should do is just have, not to say they never outsource, because, you want to bring fresh eyes into it as much as possible. But you should have, a group of directors who could tell the story properly.
Yeah.
Like the Russo brothers, obviously. But, I mean... Yeah, that's just my opinion. Because sometimes when you bring in the outside directors, nothing against the lady the woman who did the Eternals, obviously coming straight off of her Oscar win, and then that next film came out, but it didn't resonate as much as the other Marvel films. Now that's not to say that she wasn't doing the best she could with that specific content, because obviously, what was the Eternals for? Because we don't know how that's going to move forward at all, and they don't have any plans out there how that's going to move forward.
No, I was just going to say, other than it set up the adamantium, but you can't tell me they made that whole movie just to set up the adamantium. I mean,
because that's something that could have been mentioned here or there. You
exactly.
Didn't need, that with it being one of the most boring Marvel films, it's unfortunate, but like I said, I feel like if you have the specific people who you can keep interchanging, I think that would benefit in a long-term situation, especially if you're trying to continue to tell these stories. So yeah, that's just my thoughts. I definitely feel like, he would do great in the position because, like I said, he knows the types of characters. I mean, it's basically not the same person with the same powers, but it's the same vibe because Shang-Chi and Spider-Man, they're the same as far as personality traits.
Right.
I just feel like it would be very beneficial for them moving forward for him.
Well, and I think you touch on it really well with the example of the Eternals. It's because she didn't have a love or passion for the characters. She was just a filmmaker who approached the story and told the story about superhero beings, but there was no. So I feel like the difference between the people who are really successful in Marvel and in DC for that matter are the ones who actually have a passion and love for the characters, who understand the characters, who have read the comic books, who know, and Daniel clearly does. I remember him talking about, which is why he co-created Wonder Man. He knows who Wonder Man is, right? And when he was talking about his love for Shang-Chi and I just think that's what sets it apart. If you have to understand these characters in order to tell a successful story with these characters. And I think what I'm most excited about, because there's long swirling rumors here for Spider-Man 4. Remember, it left off that MJ doesn't know who he is, but there's going to be a reintroduction of that relationship, a re-getting to know each other for the first time. And what you saw him do in Shang-Chi with her and Aquafina and how they developed that, I think the idea that this guy is going to be working that relationship back into, okay, it's not the first time for Peter, but it is the first time for her because she doesn't remember. And how they rework that relationship and make that, I think he's the perfect guy to do that because he gets it. And I think it's going to be humorous, but he's also going to bring a lot of feeling to it, right? Because I mean, it'll be funny, but Peter still very much loves her and knows who she is, and so it's complicated. So you need a guy that can bring that humor and make it lighthearted, but then also bring the emotion.
Yeah, because I mean, where we left off with that character, he's lonely. He's got his own apartment, and he's starting from stage one.
Yep.
Like he's starting from day one. So I mean, it's going to be very interesting to see how they approach that whole situation, especially with teasing the symbiote and the back and forth with Venom, if that will happen. But yeah, I'm definitely curious to see how he'll approach it. That's for sure. I mean, I definitely think he's the right guy for the role of director, I guess you could say. So that'll be fun. We'll definitely keep you posted on that.
For sure.
I mean, all exciting things, man. All exciting.